Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Rick. I hope you're having a great day. Today is day 2 of the Wales road trip. I've literally just woken up. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. It's freezing cold. I've got the heaters running. We're going to be heading further north today. I haven't got any itinerary planned. I'm just going to basically aim north and see what happens. So come on, let's go and have another day in Wales. Cheers. First cup of tea of the day. Definitely not the last. Oh yeah, that's good. Good stuff. Right, I've just opened the blind and I don't know if you can see that, there is white all over the ground and I'm not sure if that's just dew or frost. I should go out and find out in a minute. But it was definitely colder than I was anticipating last night. I've got 2 duvets and I use one like in the heart of winter. It would doubled up on the duvets, it's nice and toasty. And I thought I'm not going to need the second duvet last night, and I actually did need it. So I also used the electric blanket as well. So it was definitely a lot chillier than I was anticipating. But never mind, that's what we've got heaters for, and electric blankets and thick duvets. Another thing that I'm not going to be able to do on the road, I was hoping to be able to edit my videos. I've got this great little table. I can put my laptop on it and I can work with the laptop. But my laptop is just refusing to engage with the material. I tried starting to edit yesterday and it didn't like the footage coming out of the GoPro. Every time I tried to play the footage on it, it would just sit there. It wouldn't work. So I can't edit on the road. So all I can do is use the laptop to manage the files. At the end of each day, I'm collecting all the files from all the cameras and then putting them into like a day 1 folder, day 2 folder, and then I'm gonna have to wait until I get home before I can edit them into videos. So you're probably watching this I'm gonna guess at least a week or more after the event has actually taken place. So there we go. Anyway, I'm just gonna tidy everything up, get everything ready, and we're gonna hit the road.
So here we are back on the road again, heading north. The original idea was to hug the coastline, keep the sea in view as much as possible, all the way up to Criccieth. But once I'd had a proper look at the map, I realised the coastline here isn't exactly straightforward. There are a couple of big estuaries that cut deep into the land and no road bridges across them until much further inland. I would have had to do some serious backtracking just to keep chasing the sea. So I made a call. I ditched the coast for now and took a more direct route that took me inland, following some of the faster roads north, cutting through the lower edge of the Llŷn National Park, which hugs the southern boundary of Snowdonia. The idea was to bypass all those tricky estuaries and then pick up the coastline again further up.
Well, this is nice. Just topped up the fuel and I brimmed the tank again. I brimmed it back at home in Swindon. I brimmed the tank again and it only cost me £33. So I'm quite pleased on the fuel cost so far. So I'm averaging about 30 to the gallon, which is not bad for a big old van like Gwem. Anyway, I saw this parking place, so I thought I'd just pull over here and just have a little look at what this is all about. So there's a big old beautiful river, lots of mountains everywhere. Now they look pretty flat on this little screen I'm looking at, but with my eyes they look pretty big. That's the problem with filming mountains, they never ever translate onto the camera. They just look like sort of just bumpy bits on the landscape, but with your eyes and you've got the whole 3D thing going on. They're huge, imposing mountains. So they're very far away as well. So they probably look like hills to you. Just noticed a old boat down there and a used railway line. This is I saw a train just going along there earlier. But so far the trip's been very pleasant, although I have to say those 20-mile-an-hour speed limits, they're still in force right across so many villages in Wales. And when you come straight out of a 60 into a 20, it feels like you're going backwards. It's just not fun. And you really have to have your wits about you on the roads because they're so strict. There's no doubt in my mind the people who run Wales absolutely hate the motorist. They've got this micromanagement of the speed limits absolutely everywhere, cameras everywhere. What I would say, this stage into the trip, is if you're going to come to Wales, you have to be absolutely 100% on the ball with the speeds, otherwise you're going to get caught. But if you can get over that and stay on the game, it's a beautiful, beautiful country to visit, and hence things like this. Although I'm getting a bit nippy, so I'm going to jump back in and we'll carry on.
And so off I went, but then a major hiccup. For reasons I still don't understand, my dashcam decided to sit out the next hour and a half of driving. I didn't realise until I started editing today, but there was a huge chunk of video missing, where all that stunning scenery should have been. So you can see here on the map, the blue line represents when the dashcam was not recording. And of course it had to be a really scenic stretch of road, which would have made for some really great visuals. Now I did manage to grab the odd glimpse with my other camera, but really it didn't do it justice. So unfortunately, no visuals for that bit. You'll just have to take my word for it that it was a beautiful and enjoyable drive.
Bit of a busy road, but I came here to look at this. Look at that choppy water there. So I'm actually now much further north than I was anticipating to be at this time in the trip. And like I say, I set off this morning with no actual intentions apart from to head north. The plan, I think, is to spend a little bit more time further north rather than sort of work my way up some of the bits that are a bit awkward to get to. I'm going to just like get to the really high up points in Wales and spend a bit of time pottering around there and looking around and seeing what's what. But I have to admit, that was a lovely road driving through past Snowdonia and everything. Absolutely love that road, although a lot of it was taken over with you know, lots of trees and stuff blocking the view, but the bits that I did see were absolutely amazing. Anyway, there we go. So I'm going to head off to that seaside town. We'll probably park up there, have a little look around, have a bite to eat, see what's what, and then we'll go from there. Criccieth, that was the name of it, and we're here now, and then we're just going to swing across past Porthmadog, and then straight to there, and then we'll take things from there.
Blissfully unaware of what will now forever be known as Dashcam Malfunction Gate, I continued heading north towards Criccieth. Originally, I was just going to follow the sat-nav along the main road to get there in good time, but then I spotted a signpost for Portmeirion, so I turned off thinking I'd take a look. Then I suddenly remembered that Portmeirion apparently is huge and people will spend a couple of days exploring it properly. Just popping in for an hour would have been pointless. So I gave it a miss and figured I'd come back another time. But that little detour ended up putting me on a much smaller road, and it just so happened to lead me to an absolute gem of a parking spot.
Right, I've just pulled over here, just gone out of the van. See all those yellow flowers on those bush things? They are the same thing that grow all around Swanage and Studland Bay and all around that area. And you've got this really, really strong smell of like coconut. It's amazing. But what I wanted to show you was this. Are you ready? Are you ready? What a view! So you've got a beautiful beach down there, got all the mountains all the way around in the distance there. And the sun is shining. Hopefully the camera's getting this because we're looking straight into the sun almost. But what a gorgeous place. And that smell of coconut is lovely. I'm actually thinking I might stop here and have a bite to eat. I couldn't think of anything nicer right now than sitting in that seat and looking at that view. I think that's a good combination, don't you? So let's make it happen. That's going to be my dinner. So we're going for sausages, bacon bits. Going to go for that sweet smoky barbecue chicken as well. I haven't had my little bio yogurt today, and we're going to have some little mini pickled gherkins as well with a bit of mayo. And we're going to sit here, enjoy this with that view. Got a feeling I might be here a while. So there we go, that was a really nice little bit of a lunch, and I just sat here in the sunshine enjoying that beautiful view. And I've got to say, just for this moment alone, this so far has been the highlight of the trip. But if nothing else good happens on this trip, it was still worth it just for this. This is so nice. So I shall definitely have to mark this place on my map as a potential for another trip at some point. But very, very nice indeed. So if I hadn't made that decision to turn off at the last second rather than follow the sat-nav on the main road, I would have missed this place. I'm going to definitely include this in the video, so if ever I come to North Wales again, I'll watch this and I'll know where it is. So it's on the A497, just after Porthmadog, on its way towards, I'm just down the road now from a little town called Criccieth, which is a little seaside town I've already looked at in virtual reality, and I want to go and see it with my own eyes. I'll probably fall in love with the place, but I don't think I could afford a property there, so can't live there. But if it's nearby stuff like this, maybe I should start saving up a bit more.
So after a peaceful lunch with that incredible view, I hit the road again, though it wasn't far to go. Criccieth was just a little bit further down the road. I'd actually explored the town before in virtual reality, back when I was toying with the idea of finding somewhere by the coast to live. It really stuck with me, just had that postcard perfect feel to it. But when I looked at the house prices, well, let's just say it's not exactly my budget territory. Still, the place had me curious, and on a day like this, with the sun out and the sea glittering, I couldn't resist. Time to swap VR for the real thing and see what Criccieth is all about. So here we are in Criccieth. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'll put the name here. So I looked at this place on VR, and the first thing I remember is zooming in or flying in over that little castle thing there. And then I went and had a little look around the town. But at the moment, I'm just admiring the view. It's beautiful. You can see all the mountains over there. Just wow. And now you know why, when I saw this place, I wanted to come and live here. So let's have a little look through the town and see what it looks like. I'm curious where those stairs go. It just seems to be mainly residential. Looks like a hotel over there, and then a cafe and stuff over there. Definitely the more interesting stuff happening that way, I think. Just spotted some even bigger mountains. Where are we? Back there in the distance. This is definitely one of those places where nobody walks anywhere. People only stroll. A little bit like, reminds me of Swanage a little bit. Similar sort of thing where somebody's shouting out their window. But this definitely looks like your typical little seaside town, although it's quite well kept. Nice clean streets. No graffiti, but I bet you if I walk along that street there, I bet half the houses along there will have those little key boxes outside. Let's have a look. It's a bit of a dead giveaway really for the Airbnbs. I think, yeah, there's one there, one there, one there. So in this whole street, 3 so far. Nice view from these houses though. There's another one there. I'd say about a third of that little row of houses will be rentals or Airbnbs. Nice place though. If I wanted to come and move to Wales, this would definitely be one of the places on my target list. But like I say, I think the cost of the houses here are going to be very, very expensive, and I wonder what it would be like in the summer, whether it's absolutely heaving with tourists. There's lots of tourist type establishments everywhere, you know, sort of restaurants and cafes and pubs and things, so I'd imagine this place gets pretty busy. Let's go down this way. Does that lead down to the, yeah, leads down to the front. So I'm not entirely sure why I singled out this one little town. It was barely a town, it's so tiny. It just obviously got my curiosity. I liked the pictures that I saw in VR, and I've got to admit, I do really like this place, being here in person. So, especially when you've got views like that, those huge great mountains on the other side of the bay. That's just awesome. I could sit in that cafe all day long and just admire the view. It's very windy here on the front. I'm using my decent mic, so hopefully you shouldn't get any wind noise. But it's not quite golden sands. I mean, it is kind of tan brown sand, but lots and lots of pebbles and stones there, so not perfect paddle territory if I'm honest, but I've seen worse. I'm just admiring somebody's handiwork there. I don't know if you can see that. They're cleaning the 4th floor window with a massive, massive, great big wobbly pole. How cool is that? I thought it might be open. They've got some windows there. We can go and have a quick look inside. See if there's anything. Oh, it's a van. It's a lifeguard's like 4-wheel drive truck. There's also what looks like a lifeboat station there that they wheel out down the ramps and off. So can we go out on the pier? I think we can. Another beach there. And that's the castle up there. I'm not aiming on going to the castle. So it's all in Welsh. Beware of deep water, strong currents, unguarded edge. Okay. No lifeguard service operating. So essentially you take your life into your hands by walking down this path. There's a train coming in though. Just see the little train. Just gone behind the hotel, just there. So I was chatting to a friend of mine. They stayed in Borth, which is a seaside town way down there. And they came here for the day on the train. Because I think, where I was saying about those estuaries that you can't get over them by road, you can get over them by train. So they've actually got this coastal line train running. Here we go. Well, we're sort of in, well, it's not that deep, but at least you can see the rocks on the bottom, so it's a little bit clearer here. On the beach it was looking a bit churned up and a bit cloudy, but here look, it's got a bit of clarity to it, which is nice. What a nice little place. If it wasn't so far away, I'd be coming here more often. Very nice. Yes, I like this place. I'm going to give this let's say an 8 out of 10, because there's always room for improvement. If the houses were a little bit more affordable here, I'd give it a 9 out of 10, but I've probably got no hope of ever living here, which is kind of a shame. Unless I don't know, win the big one, but I'm not actually doing lotteries or anything, so I don't have much chance of that happening. But what a lovely, lovely place. Now, obviously, I'm here on a very nice day. Now, Wales is a very wet country. There's lots and lots of rain here, but it's kind of warmer than on the east coast. So it's kind of warmer and wetter. And on the east coast, it's drier and definitely windier and a little bit bleaker. That's my understanding of the British Isles and how it works. So if I was looking to move somewhere like this, I'd definitely go for the wet and warm over the cold and dry. But also we're on the same longitudinal line, I think, as the Isle of Man. But anyway, I'm going to tour around. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll get back to the van and I'll tell you what's next on the agenda. Right, the plan for the rest of the day, I'll probably show you in editing mode, but I'll show you on here anyway, is this little jutty out peninsula that sticks out from the top of North Wales. It's called Llŷn Area of Outstanding Natural Beauty. My goal today is to head out into that peninsula, but we're going to go past somewhere called Llywelyn, Aberystwyth, Aberdaron, which is right on the end. And then what I'm thinking of doing is going along the southern coast and then following around the northern coast, and then eventually I will end up in the place where I can get over to the Isle of Anglesey, and that will be hopefully tomorrow. But anyway, I'm going to work my way along the south of this peninsula, and then I've got a camping site. I've actually managed to book one, Mynydd Mawr. I'm sure that's not how you pronounce it. M-Y-N-Y-D-D, Mynydd, M-A-W-R, Mawr, Mynydd Mawr campsite, and it's right on the end. It's the furthest most on the end of the peninsula campsite, and it's only $12.50 a night, so that's good. So anyway, I phoned ahead and booked in, and we're all good to go. So I can take my time now, just pootling along the south coastal route all the way to the end of the peninsula, and that's when we'll set up camp for tonight. And then tomorrow we'll work our way along the northern side of the peninsula and then go up towards Anglesey, and then obviously depending on what we discover along the way, we'll determine where to go from there. But for the rest of the day, it's like 1:30 in the afternoon now, so for the rest of the day I'm just going to have a little look out there, see what's out there. No agenda apart from to get to that campsite right at the end of that peninsula. So come on, let's go and see what's out there. With the afternoon wide open and the next campsite already booked, I could afford to take things slow. From Criccieth, I started making my way west along the southern edge of the Llŷn Peninsula. The coast was never far, but the main road kept its distance, just a bit too far inland for any major sea views. I kept half an eye out for turn-offs to any beaches, but not every little lane looked van-friendly. Still, I figured I'd find a good spot eventually, and sure enough, a little further along, something caught my eye.
Right. I tried going to a little town along the way there, and there was like a little route down to the beach and the houses right on the front, but the road was so narrow I didn't want to risk it. So anyway, I'm trying another place. It's another little thin narrow road, and it's suddenly got really busy here. Where have all these cars come from? All of a sudden there's all these cars. Isn't that typical? The second I get the camera out, it's been quiet. I've had all the roads to myself for the past what seems like ages, and then all of a sudden I go to film and loads of cars come out. But what I wanted to show you was it's not going to work, is it? I'm going to have to scrabble up this embankment somehow. Nope, it's not going to happen. I'm going to try hoisting the camera up. Can you see that? That is really cool. That sort of swoops around the whole peninsula. Hopefully you can see more than I can. But it was really interesting that I followed the peninsula along, and it all got flat for a while, and then all of a sudden towards the end of the peninsula it's become all mountainous again, and over there as well. So hopefully you can see where that post is, the little island beyond. I should have brought my camcorder out, shouldn't I? But eventually I think we're going to be camping sort of up over that way. But anyway, I've taken this little detour, and it's going to be taking me down to what I think is a little car park and a beach cafe. We will see.
The road narrowed as I made my way down. Lots of bends with hedgerows closing in on either side. Nothing too dramatic, but enough to keep me on my toes. But the further I went, the tighter it all seemed to get. Then, just as I started questioning whether this was such a good idea, the end of the lane appeared. Beyond it, a deep, inviting blue, and just like that, any doubts I had were quickly replaced with a much more pleasant feeling.
Well, this is a little gem of a place. Tucked away, wouldn't even know it was here. I just found a little thing on Google Maps for a beach cafe, right tucked out of the way. I've come down these tiny little roads, really quite scary, some of them. I was getting brushed by foliage on both sides of the van, and all of a sudden it just opened out into this little car park. And look at this. How gorgeous is that? Very impressed with this place. Parking's a bit expensive. It's £3 for 2 hours or £6 all day. I'm just going to stay here for a couple of hours and maybe have a little look on the beach. Might go for a paddle, we'll see. Tide's well and truly out at the moment by the looks of it, but it did say that there was a beach cafe here somewhere, so I might have a little wander around and see if I can find it. I think I might have just spotted the beach cafe. I just saw on the roof there, it says the words cafe, so bit of a clue. So I might go and get myself a cup of tea. That'd be nice. Sit outside, got the patio chairs out, so you can sit out. It's a little bit breezy, but it's not cold. It's quite a comfortable sort of temperature. Cup of tea on the way, and I thought I'd treat myself to a bag of crisps. We're going for some Welsh Dragon, cheddar cheese and onion, the Welsh potato crisp. There we go. Jones, that's a Welsh name if ever I heard one. Let's give them a try. They smell like potato. Cheers.
Yeah. There you are.
Thanks very much. Oh, they're really nice. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can taste the cheddar cheese, you can taste the onion. Very good. Let's try the tea. That was a really nice cup of tea and a really nice packet of crisps. So I'm very pleased about that. I think the tide's gone out even further. But it's been lovely just sitting there, and it's just around the corner from the car park. So there's Gwen. I bought a ticket for 2 hours, but I'm not sure I'm going to use all of that up. I might get the camcorder out and just do a little bit of filming, get a bit of B-roll. But then I've got to drive to the campsite, and that's another 45 minutes away. So it's about, I think it's about 3 o'clock now. Yeah, it's just gone 3, so I'm going to get to the campsite about 4ish if I leave now. I think I'm going to get the camcorder out on a tripod and just do a little bit of filming, and then we'll set off and aim for the campsite.
Just in case you were wondering exactly where this is, it's about 2/3 of the way out along the peninsula, just south of Aberystwyth, right where the land juts out to the south. The little cafe tucked away down there is called Mickey's Beach Cafe. From there, I was back on the road, heading west toward the campsite for the night. The roads were quiet and open, with the scenery constantly shifting, rolling hills, scattered trees, the odd cosy little village. It all felt so peaceful and unhurried. One of those drives where the landscape keeps changing just enough to keep your eyes wandering. Eventually, the road began to climb, and that's where I decided to pull over and take a proper look.
Well, I've been on this little tiny road taking me right out to the end of the peninsula for quite a while now, and it's been the tiniest little roads I've ever driven on. At one point I went between two 20 signs. I wasn't even sure I was going to fit between the signs, it was that tight. But I had to pull over. I was going up there, just parked up by a house. I had to pull over to film this. Look at this. That's amazing. What an amazing shot. You got the bay, and then you got like this sticky out bit, and then you got like a massive bay the other side as well. You got mountains all the way around. Absolutely stunning. Wow. I have no idea what the campsite's going to be like, whether we're going to get any views from that, but that's just absolutely stunning. I'm very, very happy that I was able to catch that on video, and just to see it is awesome. So whoever lives at this house is very lucky to have a view like that. Wow. But the one thing I have noticed, there are no people around. No car. Bang on cue, there's a car. That's like the first car that's passed me in about at least a quarter of an hour. Isn't that weird? And at the moment I pick up the camera, it makes a liar of me. So we're almost there. We're going to be arriving, I think the estimated arrival time is just a couple of minutes after 4, and it's 10 to 4 now, so we're about 10 minutes out.
Back on the road again, and somehow the scenery managed to step things up even more. The coastline started peeking back into view. Big open stretches of sea catching the sun just right, throwing light across the landscape in a way that gave the whole drive a sort of dreamlike quality. The road itself twisted gently through more of those quiet little villages, each one picture book pretty in its own way. It had been such a visually rich drive, I found myself hoping that the campsite would follow suit. Spoiler alert, it did.
We're here. Not bad. Looks like I've got the place to myself. Got showers and loos and everything over there. A little cafe, but it's shut up at the moment. But not a bad view. You can see the sea over there, obviously. It looks like there's something over here as well. Let's go and have a look. Oh yes, wow, look at that. Very nice. Spoilt for choice. Do I want to park there, or do I want to park over here? I'm thinking here now. Now I've come to see it. I wonder if I could park my van side on here. I'll set up and I'll be back. Right, I decided to put it up on the cheese wedges and plant it sideways on to the view. That way I can open the side door and get the views. I think obviously if it was a really busy campsite, I'm sure they wouldn't let me park this way, but it looks like I've got the place to myself for tonight, so I should be all right. So very good. Let's just test it out. Sit in my seat. It's very windy and exposed up here, but oh yes, I think that will do nicely. Oh wow, yes, that definitely the best campsite for the moment, so far. This is only day 2, but yes, just yes. I've managed to walk to the top of this hill. You probably can't hear a word I'm saying because of the wind, but this is what it looks like. And this is the other side. It's definitely really blustery up here, but it's all coming in across the bay, so it's going to be really windy. There's the campsite down there, and there is Guinevere. Right, I've just spoken to the chap. He just popped up and collected his fees for tonight. Lovely chap, and he says apparently the all the fields out over there as well and over there, they get really busy in the summertime, and apparently lots of people come here with telescopes. It's a designated dark skies area, but they don't come in the height of the summer because they call it grey skies or something. It's not quite dark enough, but this time of year, and obviously towards the autumn, another really good place to get the telescope. I could have brought my Stellina along, but it's actually I'm actually selling it because I can't justify keeping hold of my Stellina because I just haven't got enough clear skies at night, and it's kind of I miss having an eyepiece. I really want, like, if I want a telescope, I want some optics that I can physically see things with my own eyes, so I can look at Saturn with my own eyes. It just isn't the same looking at it on your phone. It's just not. It's like it feels like you're just looking it up on Google. It's just not. It just doesn't feel right. Anyway, I asked him about the sunset, and he says actually the sun will go down behind the landmass there. He said there is a road that you can drive up and over and see the sunset from over there. Apparently lots of people go there, but it does mean packing the van up and driving off. Now I'm up on the cheese wedges and I'm sort of all settled in now. So my other option, if I've got the energy in me, because I'm absolutely exhausted, but my other option is to go back up to that hill which I went up a little while ago. If I can walk up there and take the camcorder, I might be able to film something from there, but we'll see how I feel later. But it would be nice to get a sunset, so we'll see what's what. There we go. For tonight's dinner we've gone for chicken, sweet potato, and not mayonnaise, what do you call this, avocado, and a little bit of mayo and some more pickled gherkins. These things are lovely. And I might have some crispy bacon bits thrown in for good measure. What's not to like? Oh, and I'm going to chuck in some crushed walnuts as well, and maybe a couple of peanuts as well. Yummy! Right, just filming on the camcorder. The sun is starting to set. Well, it's gone down behind the hill. So I'm going to go up on that hill that I was up on earlier and see whether I can film it. You can see the big shadows are starting to appear over the hills. So it's about that time. The sun sets at 54 and it's about 35 at the moment. So just got enough time to hopefully get there and get set up.
Well, that's it for today. I actually forgot to record a proper ending to the day, so here I am doing it in the voiceover. But what an incredible day it's been. Breathtaking views, beautiful beaches, that incredible, mesmerising blue of the sea, and of course, Guinevere, my trusty van companion, eating up the miles with ease, carrying me from one spot to the next, allowing me to experience all of this. And now with that beautiful sunset in the west, it's the perfect way to wrap things up. So that's it for the end of day 2, but the journey continues on. Thanks for watching, have a great rest of the day, and I look forward to reading your comments below. Until next time, take care. Make sure to join me in the next video for day 3, as the road climbs, the views expand, and Anglesey comes calling.